Okay, hello and welcome everybody. This is going to be a video about the upcoming patch which comes with the Celtic Pack DLC, which should be coming out, I think it is on Thursday. It's sometime this week. I won't actually be buying this DLC pack because DLC. After buying the Longbeards and realising it's a massive disappointment, in future I'm probably not going to buy culture packs unless I really don't have any content on my channel. Then I will buy it and obviously do one of the factions from that pack. To be honest, I'm going to try and do more mod campaigns from now on, and obviously vanilla ones until they're finished. It's not really my cup of tea unless there's actual DLC, like a campaign like Hannibal the Gates, Season Ghoul, like that. Then 100% I'll be doing them because that's more worth the money. But these culture packs are not worth it. They should be in the game already and they should be free. Basically, what this update does, which coincides with the DLC, I'll read through some of it. Majority of it is balancing with multiplayer, so bear with me, I don't really play multiplayer that much, but obviously it affects campaign as well, because obviously you use the units of campaign / multiplayer. But obviously I'm not very well versed with multiplayer to be like, this is really good change or a bad change, so I'll just read it over him or hover over him so you can read it yourself. I'll leave this in the description below where the forum is for it, so you can read it if you haven't read it so already. But basically, first thing for this is the Tin Isle Mercenaries. So the guys that you can get in the DLC, if you don't buy the DLC, you can still get some of these units as mercenaries. I assume you have to be in that area, but most of the Celtic units have guerrilla deployment traits and stuff like that. As you can see, we've got brigands, cavalry raiders, usual jazz, but you can get them as mercenaries. There's a few things to do with crashes, with the battle map and stuff like that. One big change which they didn't do with the Longbeards, which they mucked up on, was basically you can actually get these units as generals now. These are generally the top tier units for these factions. Go down as Warlord, Chieftains, Bejeweled, Retinue, sorry. Stuff like that, Burgundian Guard, Royal Burgundian General. So you basically can get these as units to go with the General. Because I think beforehand it was basically like tier 1 units. And obviously for a General, you don't want that. If you've got the money, you'll buy a tier 3 unit. So you get that now. Future campaign improvements. Sorry, further campaign improvements. Warhounds will be now more powerful in auto-resolve. Kind of like what the elephants were like in Rome 2. You'd have a full army stack, be in your favour. The cavalry or the elephants would get killed first, and I assume this is the same thing as well if you did it in auto-resolve. So the warhounds probably, I've never actually auto-resolved with warhounds, but I'd assume they get killed off first, etc, etc. They probably throw them in the AI because they're that great. But multiple mini rebel armies should no longer spawn in a region, which is very good at the moment for my Western Roman Empire campaign. That's going to help out a lot with. Trying to think what other important ones. There's also generally small things. There's like improvements, as you can see here. The Nordic Axe Warriors are now a standalone unit, so you don't get them from level 2 Smiths and stuff like that. They're just trying to change the upgrade paths and things like that for research and so forth. Make it a little bit easier and more reliable. Usability improvements for battle. This is, again, a few of them are for the DLC, some of them are the camps. To improve, oh, this is audio stuff, okay, my bad. Campaign, what have we got? Small tweaks to layout, building info panel. This is general things about the food effects, not appearing on Radiant stance tooltips. These are little ones. General, fix the bug where the player could see the opponent's unit composition in multiplayer battle lobbies in some circumstances. That's obviously going to help out in multiplayer. But the core of this is really multiplayer. As you can see, we're coming up to unit balancing. So, change the Burgundian faction trait. Battle difficulty slider is now deactivated while playing a campaign in legendary difficulty. I've never noticed that one. Here we go. This is the core. This is the core units and the core general to it. Okay. General price balancing adjustments across the board. So this is going to help out. Hopefully that's changed upkeep. I praise to God that's changed upkeep because the upkeep is so bad for the units in this game. They're so high, especially with tier 2, tier 3. Unless they want you to like basically balance your army like you would as a multiplayer, you'd have a few tier 3, a few tier 2, tier 1s. I can understand that a little bit more then, but it's a bit of a change for me personally because I go elite heavy. And if you're doing campaigns and you've got the money to do it, which you generally used to before, you'd get tier 3 Rome 2's version of Tier 3, all units be elite. Extremely high morale units have their prices readjusted, so obviously they're probably higher now. Berserkers have had slight HP increase, which is very good. Reasonable price drop. Spear units can withstand charges slightly better than before. Several higher tier units get heavy spears to make them a little bit stronger against cavalry, which is good. Axe units, bonus versus infantry was changed from 0 to 5. Okay, so even better now than before. Damage flips from 20 base to 5 AP to base. Shock cavalry, most units get a slight charge boost plus 5. Most units get a slight HP boost, which is good. Because they were getting annihilated a lot quicker than you think they would be. There's one thing in here which I thought was really good, which I read about the Huns, which I'll go on to in a little bit. Bows. Mission shot duration increases 20 to 30. This is obviously going to affect campaign as well, though, but this is more for multiplayer, I personally think. That you're going to see a huge difference. Because obviously AI on the playing a computer is a lot easier than an actual person, so. General price. Barb javelins, again for the DLC, I don't need to really talk about that. It's just some stuff that they needed to fix for it. It's the ones I was looking at before. Royal Lancers armor decreased from 50 to 48. I think it was the Huns, the ones I was looking at. Where are they? Here we go. Era Warriors. Bonus versus infantry decreased from 20 to 10. Now, I had a battle against Attila the other day. I had 2 sword units going up against a bow unit. Bow unit won. Sorry, a spear unit and a sword unit went up against a bow unit, and the bow unit killed all of mine. So this one is very, very, very well done, CA. Well done. So, obviously, the archer units, they're going to do good. If they're in combat, they should be dying, even if they're on cavalry. So, that's decreased from 20 to 10. Very, very good. Against the chosen warriors, which obviously the sword equivalent of them. No, sorry, they're just the sword melee ones. So, again, they got decrease. So, the Huns have got a bit of a balance in, which is pretty cool. Step levy. Medium to heavy for Hunnic spears. Noble riders. What else have we got here? Ammo increase for the Severian Sadar, 2 to 4. Melee defense increase plus 10. Armor increase 27 to 33. I think that's Assassinate Empire, if I believe not. Ammo increase from 2 to 8 for Sparbed. Melee attack and defense increase. Armor increase. So there's obviously a few things going up and a few things going down. It seems to be that the Huns have got a big decrease. There's something else that I read about the Huns. I think it's higher up. Is it? Attila and the Huns will now be more active in campaign modes once Attila has become king. The Western Roman Empire has just collapsed. Campaign I is now likely less to focus on raising provinces within the first 100 turns. That's the one that was the main key thing I forgot about. So basically, as the Huns, all they ever do is nuke stuff. They'll desolate areas. But now with this, in theory, until you get to past turn 100, that's when they're going to start doing it. So before that, less likely to. I think it's going to change things up quite a bit, because I've had a few campaigns where the Western Roman Empire in France have had about 6 or 7 desolated areas. On the eastern fringes where they are next to the Eastern Roman Empire, obviously that gets nuked first of all, because that's where the Huns, Visigoths, Ostrogoths start. And it seems to be no one really repopulates that area. So ideally later on, that doesn't matter, but for the first 100 turns, you rather have the Jutes, Picts, Caledonians, they start carving up their own small little empires. If they can get a few settlements in France and then start expanding, then you've got another enemy. If there's desolated areas, they might only get 1 or 2 settlements and they leave it as that. So it kind of changes it up a little bit, which I think is pretty cool. If you're playing as a Huns, you can do whatever you want, but obviously as AI Huns, it's better for that to happen. But I think that's probably about it. Most of it is balancing changes for units in this, because obviously they've realised some things are OP and not. I probably didn't go over as many as I thought as probably I could have, and maybe give it the depth for the multiplayer. But I think they're the main ones about the Huns, people desolating things. It's going to be the migratory horde, so obviously you're going to not do as much destruction as before. A few unit changes so you can get them a reasonable price, or maybe they're priced higher because obviously they're more core elite. So some things will cost more now than before, but some others have decreased, so it kind of balances itself out. So hope you enjoyed this little video. Little balance and change. This is for the update, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.